It does seem as though there was some terrible stability problem, and therefore the pilot and the captain on board the ship thought far better, and I agree with them if this was the case, to put the ship onto a sand and shingle bank, because that wouldn't rip the bottom out of the ship, to stop it actually rolling over, because if it had continued and rolled right over, there would have been a heavy loss of life. So we must wait for the investigation, but if that was the situation, then they did exactly the right thing. I think it sounds as though going onto the sand and shingle, that it didn't rip any holes in the bottom of the ship. It doesn't sound as though there's any leakage of its diesel fuel or anything, which is good. And one wouldn't expect that if it went onto sand and things like that. Clearly now the salvors have got to look at this and say, you know, why actually did she start to capsize? The normal reasons for capsizing are a shift in cargo or a shift in ballast, or if a ship has been punctured and there's a hole in water's coming in on one side. Now, it doesn't sound as though there'd been a puncturing or a hole in one side, so it probably is a shift in cargo. And I think there were about 1,400 rather expensive cars on board, Bentleys and Rolls Royces and things, about a third of the normal cargo. Perhaps somehow those have moved. Now, that is extremely unusual, having just sailed from port. They just left the port of Southampton. Normally, when one hears of cargo shifting, it's because the ship has been involved in extremely rough weather for a period of time and poorly secured cargo moves. So this is very unusual.